So, Barnes, we're back.
We are back, mate, and we have been joined by the man himself. Have a look at him.
Have a look at me. I'm here.
He's there chirping with his little Hawthorn cap on. Very happy man.
Little Hawthorn cap. Mate, I've got the head the size of a tree truck.
I thought I'd leave that up to you to decide.
My head's bigger than yours. Actually, no, it's not, but it's line ball.
I was going to say that we were looking for a third person to fill the chair. We had thought about Limo, but he's not as funny as you.
No, he's not as funny as me.
So good to have you back, Wetters, live in the studio. If you call this a studio.
Studio?
You got the big recording light on outside the door to stop Anne walking in?
Yeah, I look at Bart's studio over there. Actually, is there any way we can get this on video? We should video record this. Where'd that come from?
It's obviously my father's. It's old.
Oh, I thought you might have robbed an old lady.
For those who are just watching a blank screen, that is Bart's father's 50-year scarf.
From 2009, by the way.
Which is quite an achievement.
What, did he pull up stumps at 50, mate?
He's 54 now.
That's a fair effort.
Yeah. He jumped on just before the 61 flag bandwagon.
Yeah, I'll let him know you said that.
All right, talk about football.
All right, what are we talking about, Grant? You get this show on the road.
All right, Buds, we're back. Week 2, 86 members.
Yeah, we had a big increase this week. I discovered the Add All to Group button.
It's like the North Melbourne Footy Club.
And we've got another new member of the panel.
We have a new member of the panel all the way back from the UK. Wetters has joined us.
I formed this show. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's one I knew.
You changed the name and...
Start again.
Here we go. Take 3. Bards, we're back.
We are back, Grant. Back better than ever.
With 86 members.
86 members. We've got a few added on during the week. Very nice indeed.
Tell everyone how to do it.
Well, basically, when you're in the group, you have a look and you see your friends list on the right. You say add to group.
So, everyone, add to group.
Add to group. Get your friends. They can always choose to leave if they want, but once they listen, they won't leave.
You there, Buzz?
Yes, I'm here.
I was just saying to Grant, he's lost complete control of the show and he's got to get things back on track.
Maybe I shouldn't start with, well, hey, Bard. All right, Bards, back for a second week.
We're back again, mate, after another good win, and things are looking good.
Yep, with all 86 members of the Hawks One-Eyed View Facebook site.
Now we just got to get them involved. Hopefully they're listening and enjoying.
And hopefully they'll enjoy the company that we're about to present them. One Mr. Adam Wedlock back with us.
Welcome back, Wetters.
Yeah, I'm back. And I'm a bit annoyed, Bards, actually.
Why is that, mate?
Because I've been out of the country for a year, and I get back tonight, and, I entrusted learned colleague Grant to look after my Hawthorn memberships for this year, and get in, and they're gone. He can't find them. Hidden away on what he calls, and his wife calls, their shit shelf. Or their shelf of shit.
Well, as long as they're there.
Yeah, well, they're there, mate. I'm looking forward to my first game in over a year.
And that was Wetters Wins.
No, I've got a good one for later, but that can be for later.
All right, so we're looking forward to Wetters Wins.
Fair enough.
The first segment is Match Review.
Would you like some scores, Grant?
Some scores would be great, Bart.
All right, mate. Well, we travelled down to the old Apple Eye once again. We had Hawthorn 18-10-118. Defeating Fremantle 11-10-76.
And the goal kickers?
Franklin with 4, Roughhead with 4, Rioli 3, 2 to Burgoyne and Brust, and singles to Lewis, Birchall and Gunston.
Hey, we're 2 from 2 from playing at Aurora Stadium this year.
So, yeah, 2 knee injuries from 2 games.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, it's not good, but I don't think we can blame the surface, that's for sure.
So, how do you see the game play out? I thought it was pretty dull after the first quarter.
It was basically, we put those 5 goals on the board in the first, established the lead, and they get 1 or 2 back, and we kick 1 or 2 the other way. It was pretty dull overall. I think we won by 7 because we kicked 2 in the last 20 seconds.
Would we have struggled if Pavlich and some of the big names played?
Oh, I would see Pavlich and Orasia, Guerra, and who else do we have missing? Lake.
So, Wetters, back in the country, what did you think of that as a first-up effort for watching?
I thought it was one of the worst games of football I've seen in a long time. I do have an interest in whether anybody is going to bother trying to put a hard tag on Grant Birchall this year, though, because he's destroying everybody they put in front of him right now.
winners. Don't give anyone ideas.
No, I won't. They've also got to contend with the likes of Sean Burgoyne coming off half-back and kicking goals at will as well. It seems like we've got a lot of options at the moment.
We do, and that's without Luke Hodge. Didn't really have a huge impact on the weekend either. So, yeah, they can whack a hard tag on one, and I think they just rotated around, and the other bloke was stuck in more of the balls.
It was disappointing how many Tasmanians didn't turn up for that game. You got a quality team running around, supposed to be supporting it, and yet I saw heaps of the grandstands quite empty.
Yeah, only about 12,000, I think it was. One of the lower crowds they've had down there.
I'm not sure, Bart, how they can claim or how they can make any sort of argument to want their own team down there, because I think regardless of the opposition that they put up against the Hawks, if you're not going to get out and watch Franklin and Rioli and these sorts of guys, then really you're pretty hard to please.
That's exactly right, I agree.
So, best players, Bart?
Mate, I've got my votes here and given 5 to Grant Birchall for a great game off half-back or on the wing almost. 4 to Burgoyne, similar sort of role. 3 to Rioli, 2 to Bruce and 1 to Franklin.
That clearly puts Birchall out in front on the Bards load to date. After 4 rounds, he's on 18 votes.
Well, hopefully it's a similar situation in the Brownlow.
What was that, Bart?
May have had a lazy 20 on him at 151 during the week.
Yes, it's a very good speculative bet, I think.
If they don't follow your advice and put a tag on him, it might be alright.
So when he doesn't win the Brownlow, it'll be my fault.
That's exactly right.
Alright, so we got a blast this week, Bards.
I do have a blast, mate. Told you about this, but I've got one ready to go. Mate, someone I don't normally attack, Kevin Bartlett and his rules committee. Last week we had to go at these bozos for changing the rules, bringing in this sliding rule because of one injury. Well, I've had enough now, mate. Why the hell haven't they banned jumping? It's cost us, it's like a foresight on their part. It's cost us Ryan Sherman-Maker's season. Jumping, not looking after the players. They're supposed to be all for the players, and they're letting blokes do their knees. It's not good enough, Kevin. If you're going to ban one, you've got to ban them both.
Alright. That was an unexpected blast, Bart. But I like it.
But seriously, that's why they banned sliding, because poor Gary Rowan got a broken foot. Well, we do lots of things in our game that are much more common injuries than that, as we just saw on the weekend. And then again today.
Alright, so, from a blast to a whinge.
Yeah, well, I went out for breakfast this morning and the first thing I saw was the Herald Sun. Now, I was lucky enough to go to today's game, and the Anzac Day game is always a great event, but haven't we not lost complete track of ourselves and where we are when we have, on Anzac Day of all days, on the front of the Herald Sun, photo of the 2 competing captains of the Anzac Day game? It's, after all, at the end of the day, a game of football.
You've got a valid point, mate. That front page, that should have been the back page of the paper, in my opinion.
Oh, or not in the paper. Oh, boy. That's my whinge.
Fair enough.
Alright, fair suck of the Sav, umpire. You haven't heard about this one?
Haven't heard
about this one?
No.
We haven't got this one off the ground successfully.
Get suck of the Sav.
Was there anything to complain about this week, Bards?
No, mate, I didn't see much going on down there. Wasn't happy about. Although a little free kick against David Hale, you looked at him and took his space in a ruck contest. I thought was a bit of a joke.
Alright, so we're bumbling along here tonight. The dynamics are fantastic tonight, Winners.
I've killed it, haven't I?
Glad to have you back.
Please come again.
If people are wondering why there's so much music tonight, it's to do with the editing anyway. I think we just move straight into the game. And we start with From the Backline.
From the backline for the Hawthorn North Melbourne game at the family-friendly time of 4:40 on Sunday afternoon. I'll give you some ins first, mate. Into the squad, Blake Guerra, Cheney, Spranger and Jordan Kelly. And going out is Taylor Duray with a cork thigh and Ryan Shoemakers with a aforementioned knee. So, from the backline, Gibson, Lake, Hodge. Halfbacks are Birchall, Stratton and Burgoyne. Centre line, Smith, Mitchell and Hill. The half-forward line, Bruce, Franklin and Piopolo. Forward line of Shields, Ruffett and Hale. The rucks are Bailey, Lewis and Rioli. And interchange from Guerra, Gunston, Spranger, Cheney, Savage, Osborne and Kelly.
So who are the ones likely to miss?
Look, I think Guerra probably comes back in. I think Gunston probably plays as well. I'd like to see Spanger get a game and perhaps Savage or Osborne. So I think Cheney probably misses. I think Kelly misses. And look, probably Spanger, even though I'd like to see him play.
I would have thought the obvious change would be Lake in for Shoemakers and Guerra in for Duray.
I think that's right, but Lake's named in the starting lineup, and I was just looking purely at the interchange.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I was just thinking, so that if they were only going to make the two changes, though, then it would be obviously Savage, Osborne, and Gunston and Guerra on the bench. But Spranger looked really good in the pre-season. It makes us bigger, but with Petrie and possibly Magic Door down there, they might decide to go with the extra one. Jordan Kelly's an interesting name to see thrown up. I'd say it's more of a bit of a reward for effort for him. I don't think he'll play, but putting him in emergency sort of makes him think he's close. And apparently he's been looking pretty good down at Box Hill, so fair enough.
Well, they're all looking good down at Box Hill until last weekend, and they came across the Geelong curse, or the Kennett curse, and yet again they were in front at three-quarter time, only to lose.
It sounds like the standard Box Hill procedure when they're playing Geelong.
Sounds like any time we come up against Geelong, we're knackered. I would have to look at the outs and say, cork thigh, don't think so. Crap game, more the case for Duray.
Wow, that's cold. That's cold.
Oh.
I thought he was okay.
I thought his second name was Clanger.
Okay, good enough.
Harsh,
but fair, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
But everyone's got to learn. Where do we win this game?
Winners, what do you think?
I think you shut down a couple of North Melbourne prime movers, Swallow in particular, and I just think Hawthorn back their superior skills across the park. I expect North to put up a fight for a little while, but I just think class will probably tell in the end, or hopefully so. I don't think they pose massive dangers across the park, so I think a good Hawthorn performance probably wins by 4 or 5 goals.
I'm much of the same view, mate. I think we just win the game because we're the better side. As Wed has said, they've got a couple of blokes in the midfield that go really well. Put a bit of pressure on those guys. They don't have the depth that we have. We should be able to get on top there. Bailey's been great in the ruck the last couple of weeks. Very good again on the weekends. Probably stiff to miss out on a vote as well. So if he can get on top early and give some good service to the blokes underneath him, Mitchell, Hodge, if he goes in, even Bruce and Rioli have been rotating through there. That just will put us in good stead, and I think we'll just kick a better score than them.
So, margin. Before we talk about margin, because I'm forced to go for goals this year, Bards, do we want to recall last week's efforts around margin?
Oh, well, I can remember you maybe, because I took the points, forced you in the goals, and you just went with the round number of 7. And how'd that go?
Pretty good. Let's listen to that again. Well, you always go points, I've got to go goals, don't I? Isn't that the way this works?
Wasn't it the other way around last year?
All right, well, we'll swap then. I'll give it 7 goals. Excellent, there you go. 7 goals equals 42 points. What an effort. So I'm going to go for 7 goals again, Bard.
Is that your new favourite number, Grant?
7's always my favourite number, Bard.
Fair enough, mate. Well, I'm on the points, so I'm going to go with 38.
And winners?
27 points.
Which for you is 4 goals 3.
Yeah. Yeah, well done, Sparky. No shit, Sherlock.
Well, you've got to do something different. I've got goals, he's got points, and you've got to go goals and points.
I'll say 4.5 kicks.
So what's that? 4 points and 1 out of the 4?
Depends who's kicking them.
Welcome back, Weathers.
You people are killing me.
Do you want to talk about the 50-year scarf?
No, I really don't. But no, it is impressive though. Member for 50 years. Jumped on the bandwagon of 61 clearly. And good luck to the old fella, mate. He still gets to games, does he?
50 years in 2009 would be 1959.
Yeah, well, that was when they were just sort of harvesting the country for talent to win in the 61 flag. I think Brendan Edwards was probably kicking around somewhere. Or...
He was only 9 at the time.
And we are talking about Bards' father here, so fair effort. We've
50 years.
We've
That's
seen
fantastic.
the 50-year
He's
scarf.
got a very proud record of he's attended every grand final Hawthorn's ever played in, winning or losing.
But the problem is, the reason there's only a 50-year scarf is he forgot to renew, and now he's back to 3 years.
Tell me that's not true, Bart.
That is incorrect. He is currently on...
You'd be pretty stiff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and to get back to your question, does he attend games? He attends grand finals these days.
So maybe he might have another few left in him then.
Basically, one of us has to work, so I go to the footy.
That's rough.
I normally let him go to 1 or 2.
How old is he, mate?
63.
So he joined as a teenager. Good man.
I told you he was 9.
That's right, you did say. I wasn't listening.
Obviously not. But no, he's done very, very, very loyal supporter. Drank many a beer in the Hawthorn trainers' rooms at Glenferrie over the years.
All right, well, this week's question then, before we sign off, is let's find out who the longest serving member of the group is. Is your father a member of this group? Because it'll kill us if that's the case.
Yeah, it doesn't do Facebook, the old man.
Okay, so people have still got an advantage. I'm going to put it out there. I'll bring along the 23-year scarf. Let's see who can beat that.
This is the hatchet job.
This week's question is, and you've got to prove it by way of a scarf, and we might throw you something along the way if you can beat 23 years. But 23 years, I'll put that out there. That's
Grant.
The great Hawthorn number.
Grant, I've got 27.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, nice try.
I've got to throw Bard something. Can someone beat Bards? This is like an auction, Bard.
There'll be someone out there, surely.
Well, we'll see. And if there isn't, then they better go and find someone to join up that is.
That's it. Sunday at the footy, you can just go around, find someone with a larger scarf and sign them up.
Exactly. All right, so that's the way we end the program. See who can beat Bards on 27, or that. I think that's your margin as well, 4 goals
Small
free.
margin, yes.
Excellent. All right, so 27 seems to be this week's number. Let's see whether we can improve on it. And go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Hawks.